يا أيها الإنسان إنك كادح إلى ربك كدحا فملاقيه. إنك كادح. Let's understand that first. Human being, you forgetful creature. You are marching. You are struggling. You are toiling. Kadh in Arabic, al-mujahada, to struggle towards something, to tumble towards something. It can be used even for you going uphill because it gets harder and harder. You are marching and marching and marching towards your master. إلى ربك. إلى تشير إلى السعي هنا. التضمين للسعي. You are struggling and marching towards your master. كدحا, whether you like it or not, and you're marching every single moment. This tawqeed, this maf'ul mutlaq here is suggesting you never get a break. You're constantly making progress towards Allah. I often describe it when I used to teach this surah to Sunday school kids, like we're all on a conveyor belt. You know those belts in the airport where you stand and it moves for you? Right? Those the long hallways? Well, whether you like it or not, you're on it towards Allah and it's moving. كَادِحٌ إِلَى رَبِّكَ كَدْحًا. This is actually what I was referring to before, process. You are slowly making progress towards Allah. Whether you admit that or not, whether you accept that or not, whether you're aware of it or not, whether you think about it or not. You know, somebody is inside this masjid trying to remember Allah, and somebody's outside doing whatever kind of sin, doesn't matter, they're all headed towards Allah. And there's not one of them that's slowing down or speeding up. They're all heading in the pace that Allah wants them to head. فَمُلَاقِيهِ, and you are absolutely going to meet Him. I love this phrase, فَمُلَاقِيهِ, because fa is actually for something that happens mubasharatan. It happens quickly. You're heading there in the process, but before you know it, it's going to happen all of a sudden. It's not ثُمَّ مُلَاقِيهِ, it's fa مُلَاقِيهِ. So it's going to happen immediately. Then the words مُلَاقِيهِ, laqa, is different from laqiya. You know, you could say laqihi, to meet somebody. Mulaqihi, to meet somebody face to face, to be right before someone. You know? And this is liqa. Laqa yulaqi liqa'an, mulaqatan. Then the idafa of it. This is a grammatical thing, but I'll try to explain it in simple language. The fact that mulaqi is associated with the pronoun he, it actually is used for the past tense. You are as good as already having met him. Consider it done. Consider it done. It's not mulaqin iyahu. You're gonna be meeting him. No, it's as good as you've already met him. The meeting is done. Kana wa'dan maf'ula. It's a promise already fulfilled. Think of it that way. Even though you're making progress slowly, you're just, imagine the journey is done and you're already there. Which is what helps you appreciate the very next ayah is actually taking you to the end of that journey. Here, because this is about eventuality, he says, let me take you to the final. Where is this journey going to end? He says, فَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ. Then as for the one whose book has been given to him in his right hand. As for the one who's been given the book in his right hand. Notice the words, أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ. You've been given your book. It's no longer in your control. Right now, the book is up to you. Right now, the book is up to me. Then the book is no longer in our control. It's going to be handed to us, and whatever is written in it is written in it already. حِسَابًا يَسِيرًا. The angels, when your record comes, just kind of ceremonially look at it, just for presentation purposes, al-ard, but then just let them go. يَتَجَاوَزُ عَنْهُ. He just says, you can go, it's okay. Now, what we're then learning is, you know how you have an easy grader as a teacher? Yeah, I mean, at least you tried, it's good. Go ahead, full credit. And now when he gets through to the other side, he's like, look at the amazing score I got. Ha umuqra'u kitabiya. So the scene before was, he's nervous to show it. He's, and we're begging Allah, Allahumma hasibna hisaban yasira. This is a dua of the Prophet himself, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But once you get through, you feel like you're on top of the world. And so this is the hisaban yasira. And then even a more surprising ayah, وَيَنْقَلِبُ إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا. And he comes back to his family full of joy. So to answer that question, if you look at some of the other places in the Quran, وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, those who believe, وَاتَّبَعَتْهُمْ ذُرِّيَّتُهُمْ بِإِيمَانٍ, and their future generations also followed them along with faith, أَلْحَقْنَا بِهِمْ ذُرِّيَّتَهُمْ, I will make them join all of their families. You won't just join your family that you lived with right now. You'll meet your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather who was the first one to take shahada in your ancestry. You'll meet with him. It's so beautiful. You're going to meet your entire ancestry, where Islam began. And who were they? I mean, you've only heard some of their names from your father or your grandfather. And so, يَنْقَلِبُ إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهِ sums that up. You'll go back to your family. He goes back to his family. And he goes back to it filled with happiness. مَسْرُورًا. And masroor is a beautiful word too. This is another word for farh, right? Farh in Arabic, joy, happiness. Sa'ada is used nowadays for happiness. This idea of masroor from sur and surur in the Arabic language actually means a happiness that's deep inside you, like a secret, like a sir, from the same word. And a happiness that gives you comfort and relaxation, like a sarir, from the same word. Right? So this is actually a deeply felt happiness. It's not deeply felt. But then there's the kind of happiness that will move you to tears. That's the kind of happiness you feel when you have a reunion with your family. That's the word masroor here. So وَيَنْقَلِبُ إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهِ مَسْرُورًا. Deeply felt happiness when he goes back to his family. All of it's going to be sweet. That's one side of it. The other is that we were worried about our families. There's a mother who cries every night for the iman of her son or her daughter. And they beg Allah, Ya Allah, accept from them. They're going through a hard time. There's so many trials on campus in college, and there's so many temptations, and Ya Allah, protect them and protect them. And she's crying and begging Allah. And finally this child also makes it, and they say, قَالُوا إِنَّا كُنَّا قَبْلُ فِي أَهْلِنَا مُشْفِقِينَ. We used to be really terrified over our families. We used to worry so much about our families. And the fact that they're saying, we used to worry, actually means what? We're no longer worried. They are with them now. And so they say that is a favor of Allah on us. فَمَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْنَا. لم يقولوا فَمَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ يعني على أهلنا. No. فَمَنَّ اللَّهُ عَلَيْنَا وَوَقَانَا عَذَابَ السَّمُومِ. Allah did a huge favor on us, meaning saving our families, protecting our families, allowing us that reunion on the Day of Judgment. That itself is a massive favor of Allah on us. May Allah grant all of us that favor.